Alright y'all, let's cut straight to the point. I'm going pro. HYROX NYC will be my first ever singles race in the pro division. And it's actually my first ever singles race, period. Honestly, I have no idea how this is about to go, but it's kind of the point. My last race was a Mesa Marathon back in February. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and watch that and get all caught up. After that, I took my first real break in about a year. I used that time to start a 12-week training block specifically built around one goal, making my pro debut at HYROX NYC. Phase 1 was a lot of stuff nobody wants to watch. A lot of miles, a lot of zone 2, a lot of engine work. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it was exciting because it wasn't, but it was necessary. Going pro was always a long-term goal for 2026. I guess you can kind of say it just got expedited with this NYC race. I know what you're thinking. First singles race, pro field, I'm throwing myself to the fire. I understand that, but I'm genuinely okay with it. Here's how I'm thinking about it. Whatever happens in New York is a data point. The best one I could get at that. You can train, you can prepare, you can do everything right, but you really don't know what it feels like to be in a pro race until you're actually in one. Now I know. On top of that, this race will be the race that sets up everyone after that. So like I said, I'm in a 12-week, 3-phase training block. Phase 2 is a completely different animal than phase 1. The first thing I'll say I'm enjoying about phase 2 is that it changes from week to week. So I'm not grinding the same session over and over again. There's actually variety. And for me mentally, that makes a huge difference. The clearest marker for me right now is my speed work. The turnover feels way sharper than it did 6 weeks ago. And more importantly, I'm managing my heart rate through it all. Those same intervals that used to spike my heart rate and keep me there, I'm now recovering between sets, so that's something new. Another thing that I'm noticing is just the ceiling shift across everything. Rows, lunges, ski erg. There were sessions that would left me feeling cooked at the end of phase 1 that now I'm finishing with something left. The engine's getting bigger. And that's kind of the whole point of what we built in phase 1. It was boring, it wasn't sexy, but you don't feel it while you're building it. It's now that you feel it. As far as where I can still put in some work, I would say it's just being able to put everything together. On a training block, it's really easy to isolate things. On race day, you just can't do that. So the goal in New York isn't to be perfect, it's just to stay controlled. Execute on what I built and control the controllables as the best I can. Now, I'm not going to be naive and say I'm going into New York to win it. That's just silly. The field is going to be crazy competitive and crazy nice. But I am going in to compete and learn and just basically see where I sit in the field. As far as I'm concerned, if I come out on the other side of this, knowing exactly what I need to work on the next training block, that's a win. The results will come. Now look, I'll be documenting the rest of this training block, peak week, race week, all of it. Way more than I did the first 6 weeks. I promise you didn't want to see that. It was very boring. But if you were thinking about training for a HYROX or you're thinking about making that jump, stick around. This will probably be useful to you in one way or another. Until the next time, please like and subscribe. I'll holler at y'all in the next video. Let's get back to work.